So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Try to take a shower here, guys. Come on, get out of here. Close your eyes.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, good to see each and every one of you out there tonight. My goodness, we got a great bunch of people back there in the green room. And we got a rock and roll side chat already out there. Man, say howdy to each and every one of you. Don't forget that we have a banner scrolling down below, and you can get entered in tonight's giveaway. That is hashtag HBN for Hillbilly Nation and 151, HBN 151. So make sure you get your hashtags. Get your hashtags in there. And oh my goodness. And we're going to start out with a verse. This is from Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. What does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. And, I think that's a good deal. I believe we all know inside of us what is good, and to put that out towards others, love mercy. That means like not only are you happy when somebody shows you mercy, but we should show other people mercy and make somebody's day better. I think that falls right along in there with that. So my goodness. And real quick, we're going to catch back up here on the side chat. And Jay Delta, man, awesome. He threw out a $10 super sticker, and I think we got an applause for that. Yes, definitely. Yes, and we do now have some sound. And but anyway, it's too hard for you to get over and get to these very much. But yeah, we do have some sound now on Streamyard. So anyway, appreciate you, brother, for doing that. And man, we just got all these fine folks out here, and I want to try to start highlighting everybody. Keep up with y'all. We can't stop and say howdy to everybody. We're going to shout everybody's name out here after a bit. We see you out there, and we're going to sure try to highlight your comments and stuff like that. And before we get any farther along, I'm going to bring out these great people back here in the green room. And first up, we got Kentucky Rimfire and Hoobies. How you doing tonight?
Hoobies. Stick forever. So, yeah, I'm doing good. Had a great night at the range. And when I say night, I do mean night. The last shot that I took, I could barely see the crosshairs on the target.
Wow.
Got dark on me. So I pulled a nibs from Walnut and Steel. I was shooting as my light was running out. But you know what? The wind dies down at that time. So
it sure does.
You guys stay tuned for some entries into that competition over there at Day at the Range. So thanks for having me. Looking forward to tonight's show.
You ain't gonna get Elijah all upset over there, are you? Throwing in some good numbers.
I've already sent him my targets to score, and he's refused to score them. They're so good.
Mr. Bob out there says, I gotta admit, I do like Hoobies. And for you all you that don't know, Chad was out of town, and he's gonna do his show remote or away from his house anyhow. And he called me and said, "Hey, can you set up my stream for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I was trying to hurry up because this is kind of like a last minute deal. And even with all my, spelling knowledge, I mean, I hardly ever misspell something. And that is definitely a joke. Anyway, I typed it in as I misspelled hobbies. And Kentucky Rimfire.
And Rimfire.
Yeah, and Rimfire. Oh man. I was in a hurry. Didn't have time for any spell check. So.
Hey man, the show went on.
It did. Oh man. Well, thanks for being here tonight, Chad. Appreciate you, buddy. And up next, I'm going to bring out a friend of mine that we've known each other for quite a while. We traded stocks together and share, he shares the same passion of all of us with our Second Amendment, with firearms and everything. Now, he does not have a YouTube channel, but he is very knowledgeable when it comes to firearms. And anyway, we got to catch up visiting last week, and I'm like, "Buddy, why don't you just jump on the show?" And so anyway, he's on here. Great friend of mine, and a lot of you's probably known him from the side chat and stuff. Sharpshooter, how you doing tonight, buddy?
How you doing, Hillbilly? Thank you very much for having me on the panel, buddy. I am absolutely honored to be a part of tonight's show.
Well, good to have you here, bud.
Good to see you, man. You're looking better every day.
That's what my wife tells me.
I hope I look as good as you when I'm 50. Absolutely.
He's been drinking the Kool-Aid.
The Hillbilly Kool-Aid. It's good stuff. Goes down nice.
Well,
Cheers.
I mean, just because that Kool-Aid's made with copper, it can still be called Kool-Aid. Boomstick.
All right, I owed you a compliment or two. So
well, I appreciate that.
Glad I could deliver.
Boomstick asked if you shoot sharks.
I do not shoot sharks. But shark goes way back on our trading side of the world, and
yeah,
I always kind of found myself as shark. So
trading shark,
stocks, shark shooter, sharp shooter. It goes back to the pole stick. Yeah, I've had that name kind of floating around for many years, so I use it in different variants, and glad to do so.
Well, I've seen your collection of firearms and stuff, and they range everywhere from pistols to long range to you got a very nice round, deal of firearms. And so anyway, we talk about firearms quite a bit. And so
we do. We definitely share a passion there. So as I said, no I appreciate to continue discussing that, and especially to have a seat in your live your live stream tonight. So glad to be here. But thanks for having me,
buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, up next, let's bring out J Delta 22NC. How you doing?
Hey, hello everybody. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me tonight.
Good to have you.
A little cold tonight and rainy, but we're doing good.
Well, we're having like perfect weather here. Today is like 78, absolutely beautiful. But I know from Pennsylvania and all that, and evidently all the way down towards the south there, some of you guys are having some cool weather. I'm just glad we're not a part of it right now.
Yeah, I think we are 68 now. So,
well,
not too bad.
So, I don't know what to think of Boomstick, man. He's got just Boomstick out there. Are you feeling okay, buddy?
He said he ran out of names.
You ran out of names.
Yeah.
One thing we look forward to every week, Boomstick have a new name up there.
J Delta is currently 56 here.
Oh,
56.
really? Oh, man. Yeah, that's a little cooler than here.
It's 68 degrees here. Perfect time to go out and make some s'mores. But anyway, good to have you, buddy. And up next, we got Garage Guy 879. How you doing tonight, buddy? You're muted, buddy. There you go. Trying to pull Hillbilly on us.
I sure did. No, I hadn't been on for a few weeks. I've had some busy weekends. Chad mentioned earlier about it getting dark at the range. If you think about it, here in about 3 weeks, clocks be going back. It's already that time of year.
Oh.
But it's good to see everybody. It's good to see everybody over there in the side chat. Hope everybody's doing well. It's Saturday night, Mike. Let's have some fun.
You betcha, brother. Well, I mean, try to stop us. We always just have fun in here.
That's right.
So, anyway, let's go ahead and bring out Moondog. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Very good. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing good, brother.
Well, since we're talking about the weather, it was one of the last warm days up here in Northern California and the San Francisco Bay Area. We usually have our summers really late. Usually our summers feel more like spring or winter. I think Mark Twain said the coldest winter he ever experienced was a summer in San Francisco. Because usually it's like 40 or 50 in the middle of June here because of the fog. But today was it was a nice 70 or 80, a little south of me, when I was visiting my mom over in the Mid Peninsula. So yeah, it was I had to crank up the AC, but I hear weather's coming. Somebody else I saw in the side chat was saying that they're out in Arizona, and yeah, they're getting a remnants of a hurricane. And I hear you guys back east are they're starting a nor'easter, is what I heard up where I used to live in New York City.
Yeah, we're getting the same thing here in North Carolina. Yep.
It's not even close to
the
Easter.
Yeah, it looks like East Coast is going to get a little get a little battered here, up and down, probably from about Boston down to around J-Tel to the Carolinas.
Tomorrow evening, I believe. Yeah, till tomorrow.
Yeah. I think we're like 90% for rain tomorrow. In this area, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, that area. So yeah, it's gonna get crappy for a little bit around here. Well, good to see you, Moondog.
Same here.
Good to have you here, buddy. And the person we're bringing on next is getting too cold up there towards north, so he went down south to warm up for a little bit. How you doing, Hasbro?
Hey.
Hey guys, I don't know what time it is, evidently. I'm sitting there going, okay, it's about 9:15. I should get set up, get ready. Wait a minute. My wife's going, it's Central Time. You're late. I'm going to go straight north and be back in Eastern Time here very shortly. Anyway, sorry about that. Good to be with you guys tonight. And
your wife encouraged you to hang out with us.
Yeah, it's 65 degrees here right now. It's going to get colder than that. So
I said, do you mean your wife encouraged you to hang out with us?
Probably just to get rid of me.
Yeah, there you go. I know what that is.
If you're here with us, you can't be buying another rifle.
I don't know about that.
I can multitask.
Yeah,
I know you can.
Hey, did you tell him what I told you to do today?
I know. He sent me a text and said, "Hey, he said something in regard to Anschutz air guns. He said, I just saying."
Yeah, they make really good air guns.
Yeah, he said, "I just saying." You know, he was telling me, "I just saying."
And Chad knows where there is one.
Yeah, yeah. My friend that he's I can use his. He got 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
3 Anschutz, yeah, air guns, and the nice ones.
Wow.
Trying to tempt him to
Mhm.
shoot the challenge that way.
I tell you, I see a lot of air gun movement on YouTube lately.
He's a bit.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kent says here in Oregon it's 43 degrees. Dang, brother. Man.
Yeah, but even in that weather, IU still won. I'm sorry, did I rub that in?
Yeah, last got one Andy says 38 in his neck of the woods.
Yeah. 38 up there, man. I mean, I'm glad to see it cooling off a little bit, but let's not get crazy here.
Yeah.
I mean?
Amen.
We need some good shooting weather. I mean,
Yep.
Hey, Hasbro,
Yes, sir.
how close do you live to Newcastle?
Newcastle's an hour and a half away.
not Castleberger, Newcastle.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes south of where I grew up, actually. Maybe a little less, 25 minutes.
I was told today that there is a gun store over there that has a plethora of 40Xs and 52s.
Really? You got the name?
Everybody's like, send me a text.
Since your wife might be listening, I'll keep that to myself.
I don't think so.
No, I did not get the name of the store. I just know it's in Newcastle.
There can't be too many. There used to be a really good one called Ramrod Gun and Knife Shop. It was muzzleloader, but they're long gone.
I was told this guy has a bunch of them, and he is very knowledgeable.
Well,
Researching at the moment.
Hasbro says, have RV, we'll travel. So,
Sorry, gotta go. I could be there in the morning.
New Texarkana says 94 here today in Texas. Man, there's Chris Lang out in the middle of nowhere. They probably temperature don't range out there, man. He's in Texas also. But I know Denny and them, those guys and girls down in Texas, they're just probably now getting close to getting a break from the heat.
Well, I found the store. I think it has to be by the name Valhalla Munitions.
Send pictures.
That's got to be it.
Send pictures.
You're welcome.
Oh no.
TJ says 30 degrees Celsius here. If my I can't talk. If my math is correct, it's about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh man.
So when you guys were talking Newcastle, you were talking Delaware, I assume?
Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. All right. That's what was confusing me. There's a few Newcastles, one close to me, but that's Delaware. So never mind. Carry on with your Indiana conversation. I had a couple topics to bring up based on Newcastle, Delaware, on where I thought might have been some of the stuff you were talking about as far as some of the firearms, but Indiana, no, I'll pass. Sorry to interrupt.
We got all distracted, but thanks, Chad.
I was so excited to tell you about it.
Yeah.
Yes, and Lowe's throwing some some names out there. So, everybody, I want to remind everybody again to get your hashtag in as hashtag HBN151, and we'll be giving away a skinny knife tonight. And
Rusty ducks. Okay. Sorry. I'm still distracted. I'll refocus, Hillbilly.
Where's your helper at tonight? She already in bed?
No, I had to leave her behind. We're on our way home, and
oh, you're on your way home.
Yeah, I hated to have to leave her behind, but I did.
Oh, I know, man.
Well, yeah, that stinks, man. And grandkids are they're amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Yep, 10.5-hour drive away.
So what, you just pulled over at a Buc-ee's streaming now, or?
No, we got a really nice new campground we stopped at on the way and on the way back. So,
oh, nice.
Just set up the Starlink and away I go.
That is nice.
He got the mobile command center.
Yes.
Yeah, he
does. Nora.
And certainly I'll have a reloading station in the back of it.
That's right. Yeah, Cheyenne Mountain and all that combined in there.
Yeah, and he gets you one of them closed in, pull behind trailers.
Yeah, I can do that.
Have your whole reloading set up and everything in there.
He got a secret basement. Nobody knows about it.
Mobile Hasbro's hide, Justin said.
Yeah, I put a sticker on the back. Caution, might be explosive. Don't hit.
Yeah, enter at your own risk.
Oh, man. Well, we have a few topics for tonight, and
Great.
So let's get started on them. And so I thought firearm modifications. Is upgrading stuff like your barrels, your triggers, and so on, is it worth it? Or should you just pay more money for something that don't need those upgrades? And what are some of the modifications that you have done? And the reason I brought this up is I actually did a modification. I rebarreled 1022, and I had a little rough time, and so I'm going to play this right here for y'all. We got the Bear Creek 2-1. That's Bear Creek's version of the 1022. Well, we said we're going to put a longer barrel on it. So we went from 16-inch to 22-inch stainless bull barrel. Now, this one is threaded on the end, so I'm excited about that. We can put a suppressor on it and all that stuff. I went to change these barrels out. There was some difference in the size. Yeah, this is supposed to be for a 1022, but when I got the gauges out, it was like 25 thousandths thicker on the outside of the barrel, and then a few thousandths thicker on the outside of the barrel that goes into the receiver. So it did not look like it was going to fit. I mean, what do? You got a nice barrel you're going to put on your rifle and it ain't going to fit? You do like any redneck or hillbilly would do. You make it fit. So we put the barrel, just the barrel, in the freezer for 4 hours. Yeah, I mean, it was cold. I was really tempted to stick my tongue to it, but no. I watched that show, Christmas Story, and I know you're not supposed to stick your tongue to anything metal that's cold. We took all the trigger group, everything out. We just had the receiver. We heated it with a heat gun, not a torch. We put the receiver on a nice block of wood, used a rubber mallet, and tried to tap that in. It was not easy. I'm not talking like a couple taps and it just went right in. No. I spent almost a half hour heating that receiver again and then trying to tap that in with a rubber mallet. Well, guess what? I got it to fit. So I am not sure how this thing's going to shoot. So let me show you my setup here. So we took all the necessary precautions. We got this baby strapped down really good. Got a bag of sand back here behind it and all that stuff so she won't go anywhere. And we got her fixed on a target 50 yards out there. And we're going to see, for one, if it fires and we don't have any problems. And then we'll go from there. We got the string tied on here. I'm going to be back over there with a wheelbarrow standing up on the end behind it hiding. So I got all the necessary precautions. Got my racing helmet on, got eye safety wear, got a nice wheelbarrow standing up on the end. I'm going to be hiding behind pulling the string, so we're totally safe here. Okay. So that's how my day went.
Thermal fit.
We got that darn thing in there, though.
You are here in one piece.
I am. Yes. Wheelbarrow's a little tore up, but but yeah, we'll have that full video coming out. And I want to shout out Chad Kentucky Rimfire for sending me that barrel. He said that he's had it for a while, and there's not a name on it that I could find. I mean, I don't know. But anyway,
I don't even remember where it came from. It was just in my drawer.
Chad and Justin turning some conduit on a weekend. That's where it came
from. Oh man. But yeah, got her to fit. It wasn't easy. When I said tap, I beat that thing like a stepchild. Get that thing in there. So I beat the crown off the barrel. Well, so it has a muzzle brake on the end of it. And so I left that on there and used the rubber mallet. So if I damage that muzzle brake, at least that can be replaced, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, the threads can't.
I did not try to.
That's a good point.
Afterwards, so that might be another story. We might be rethreading the barrel in a future video. But
That's how you fit kid receivers and barrels. By the way, they're all thermal fit. You can't just push them on. You just use a really big mallet. So you got to put the receiver in the oven. You don't always have to put the barrel in the freezer, but the receiver in the oven up to, I think they have you get it close to 200 degrees.
So,
but
I was told that was a kid barrel, but it had no markings on it.
I think it's a little kid barrel.
a kitty barrel.
He was.
Hillbilly, if that's a kid barrel, I'm going to need that back. Can you get it back off?
I'm just going to have to send you the other receiver, buddy, because that thing ain't coming out of there.
Hey, after you violate that thing with a Gila ammo, you don't want it.
You know, my
no.
CC.
What? He's got to finish the story.
Yeah.
How did it shoot?
Well, people have to watch the video. It's coming out.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so
you already told me
the problem. Okay, so the barrel comes down. You got your outside dimension, and then of course it's cut down where it goes in the receiver, right? Well, I was only 0.02 bigger on that part, so where it went in the receiver, I wasn't too worried about that. But the barrel, where it goes, it hits that block before it gets into the receiver where your clamp is. That's where the problem was, is wanting to go at an angle. It's too fat right there. And so that was one of the biggest problems is getting it in there. And to be honest with you, I figured it was going to bust that off. I mean, I really did. By the time before I got it in there, I figured it probably would have broke that off. But that's where my main problem was on the actual OD of the barrel. And it, like I said, it was 25 thousandths bigger than the bull barrel I had on there, on that part. But as far as the one that went in the receiver, the one that's in the receiver, I was able to, just twist it some and get it out. It's tight, but that wasn't a big deal. And this one was only a few thousandths thicker than that. So, that getting the sliding receiver, I don't think was the hardest challenge. It was the actual outside diameter of the barrel sliding up beside that. I don't know what you would call that, where the block goes on the bottom, but that is where the problem seemed to lie.
So the whole story of this thing is, if Hillbilly says, "Hey, I got a great deal on a VC 201 for you," don't take it. It probably has stress cracks in the receiver.
Well, I think this topic was modifications and is it worth it? So if you ain't going to tell us how it shot, can you at least tell us was it worth it?
It was worth it.
It worked.
Yes.
Hey, it was worth it just for us to be able to tease him tonight.
That's right.
What you're saying now, you got the best shooting 201 that you've seen on all of YouTube, right?
Well,
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
you gotta add a lot of that credit to the shooter. The gun can't just do everything. And I found out when you strap those down, you get some really good groups, when it's not moving, too. So, but,
well, how many shots did you fire before you built the courage to actually shoot it yourself?
Dude, I ran 20 rounds to that thing with a string. I wanted to make sure because I had the show tonight and I didn't want everybody to miss the show. I didn't want to end up, at the local hospital or something. So,
wow.
But, yeah, the wheelbarrow, the racing helmet, I felt pretty good about that. And, so.
Welding mask, gloves.
No, the topic, like you said, topic tonight is firearm modifications. So upgrading stuff like that, barrels, triggers, and so on. Is it worth it, or should a person just save up a little bit more money and go ahead and buy a whatever, already with a good trigger, good barrel, and all that, and then what's some modifications you guys? This is for the side panel and the panel, side chat and the panel, that you guys have done that you really been happy with. So, Chad, we'll start with you. I think you probably rebarreled something before, or you just.
How about a Springfield 2020 shooting .3s?
Man, that's pretty doggone good, buddy.
There's some guy out in the desert doesn't believe that.
Hi, buddy. We don't worry what people do. They got heat exhaustion or something. Yes, absolutely. I don't easily give up on rifles. So yes, I make modifications. And sometimes those modifications can be as simple as lapping the barrel, adding some weight, trying a tuner, swapping the barrel, lightening the trigger. There's a lot of things you can test and try to gain accuracy on a rifle. You just got to be willing to put the time and effort in. So,
yeah, and man, even I think it goes for about everything. Pistols. I mean, there's so much a person can do, and that's not even talking about optics and sights and scopes and all that stuff. I mean, that's definitely some modification there too. But anyway, so Shark, we're going over to you, buddy. I know you have stuff that you share with me that's definitely not stock.
Definitely not factory. No.
Yeah.
I guess it really comes down to what you're willing to modify and why. So when it comes to self-defense and what you're going to carry, I think the best perspective is to rely in the companies that you're investing in, that you're confident in, to have something on your side. Now, we're not talking about, rifles right now. We're talking about pistols. Something that you're gonna carry every day with your concealed carry permit, and you trust your life and your family's life and everything else, with that pistol, if you will. That's definitely one thing that I tend to stay away from a modification perspective. So, I like to rely on something that is precise, trainable, consistent, accurate, and just reliable. Something that just goes bang when you pull the trigger, easy to train with, no failures to feed, no failures to fire, no stovepipes, just something that you can run 100, 150, 200 rounds through every week or two, and just have that muscle memory with, that you're good to go with. So getting into the modifications, yeah, I mean, I'm one to tinker, with the best of them, especially with the precision rifles. So, as Kentucky Rimfire said, lightening up a barrel, honing in a barrel, playing with triggers, smoothing triggers out, porting and polishing, wearing stuff down, changing springs, lightening up, things like that. It all really has to contribute to that tighter, MOA, and what you can get on the long range. And where I'm speaking to right now specifically is, long range. As I'm a sucker for, 750 to 1500, 1600, 1700 meters out. I love that range right there. Your 6.5 Creedmoors, your 308s and 7.6251s, 300 Win Mags, even getting into the Lapua Magnums. So there's a bunch of capability as far as barrel mods, trigger mods, and things that are just going to make you a little bit more accurate consistently, with your style of shooting, whether it's a prone position, or you're up on a bench, or you're out of a deer stand, or whatever you're doing. So it really has to do a lot with your style of shooting and what specifically you're looking for from that firearm. But I can't stress enough that with what I'm carrying consistently on a daily basis, I really try to stay away from. People are talking about trigger mods on their Glocks and KKM barrels and this and that. If it's my everyday carry and it is my absolute go-to, trust all, be all, I want to have as little modifications as possible, on that pistol, and just make sure that it's reliable out of the box. So
You betcha.
over.
And that's why high points are so good.
Exactly, right. We just all had high points, we'd have no problem.
They're just so ugly. You got to modify them. That's the thing.
The thing I love about a high point is that when it runs out of ammo, you can just blunder, your victim with a 5-pound, freaking barrel. So there's always that. But yeah. Yeah, I hope at least some people can agree with me, especially on the concealed carry perspective, that the last thing you want to pimp out and Gucci Glock up and stuff is something that you're going to rely on every single day. Try to keep it stock, try to keep it reliable and just consistent, and have it under manufacturer's warranty, and just something that you can train with and you can just be confident with on a muscle memory perspective. Especially no red dots, train on iron sights, just as it is out of the box, and that's going to be the most reliable thing that you can put your hands on. So I swear by that. Absolutely. Thanks, Hillbilly.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. That's good stuff, buddy. And yeah, I mean, SIG has like a pistol out there that just shoots really good all the time. So
Sometimes when you drop it.
Yeah. How about you, buddy?
Who are you asking?
You, buddy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I've done some minor modifications. You know what? I was thinking if I was choosing to do modifications or not. I didn't. I bought my my CZ 457 rifle, and I just did the calculations. The cost it would have cost for getting to buying the base model and then changing the chassis and adding a new barrel. It just made more sense to just buy the Varmint Precision chassis straight out of the box, because the time I would have either paid somebody or studied up on how to install the barrel. It would have been just cheaper or about the same price to pony up for a little bit more than that. But some other guns, and just about anybody who's owned an AR practically, I don't know anybody who just keeps it straight out of the box. But little things like you're choosing a different trigger. The first modification I ever did to a firearm probably had to be putting a new spring on a Walther P22, which is I think is a much better than the original setup, because the way that they designed the recoil spring on the stock P22 is just kind of kludgy. And I swear that the guys who designed the P22 must have been just modifying an airsoft pistol or something, because it's pretty rough in terms of the material and the fit and finish. So putting in just an upgraded recoil spring that was much easier to reinstall makes it a much easier and much better experience to take that pistol apart and to clean it out. And I totally agree with you, Shark. For a reliability standpoint, unless you pick some sort of firearm that is inherently has a reputation for really bad reliability, it's almost never you are getting greater reliability when you modify something. You're usually modifying and then just tweaking, because you want to get just that extra 10% of performance. And whenever you're pushing the envelope, you are also making it inherently a little less reliable, because you're pushing either pressure or materials somewhere. So yeah, that's another point of failure. So for a more reliable, usually you want to keep things stock.
I agree there, Moondog. Very well said. And I love to push things, past their original equipment manufacturing. We love to throw triggers and springs and, recoil springs and, change tension and tolerance and barrels and red dots and, everything that 95%, of our pistols and everything, do have. And I am absolutely, a victim of falling, of course, unfortunately victim to the fact of upgrading all that beautiful stuff and all the Gucci Glocks and the Smith. I got Smiths with 1.75 pound, triggers and, just really good competition, 3-gun, quality stuff. But am I going to carry that every single day relying on it? No, I'm really not. I'm going to try to stick to something that is just more out of the box and, what I see as reliable. But at the same time, a lot of the things that we're building and modifying, we're using very quality parts. We're assuring the integrity of those upgrades and builds based on our own judgment, based on, characteristics from, upgrades that we have, done our due diligence on, whether it be through that manufacturer's website or from a YouTube channel of somebody that we trust, et cetera. We have a lot of trust in our upgrades and we're dumping a lot of money and confidence into our upgrades, but I just tend to try to kind of carry something a little bit more basic and, traditional, and just stick with all the upgrades for the fun that, we have in this,
Oh yeah. So
in this hobby.
one thing
Absolutely.
after to Hillbilly, I just was watching you do that, and I was just remembering some of the experiences. So to wrap things up on at least as my answer, it's super satisfying and worth it when it works. But when something happens, like if I've been there where I've installed something and it didn't fit, and I kind of made it, or I switched something out, and then it doesn't cycle. It does, the thing is like, and then I end up spending 10 times as much time just trying to figure things out. And a couple of times I just was thinking, you know what, I've give up. I'm going to go back to the original part. But, then I, spent a little more time. And at the end of the day, was it that much better? Was it worth it? I don't know if I would say I would do it, go down that road again.
Yeah. I have just real quick, and then we'll go on to the garage guy.
Mhm.
I have a pistol back there that had a little bed of a feeding issue and this and that, but it's a good pistol. It's one I really wanted. And by the time I bought the new feed ramp, the new mag lock, all that stuff, I got more in those accessories than I did buying the actual pistol. So, I mean, but, that just happens sometimes. So, garage guy, how about you, buddy?
Well,
there we go.
as most of you know, I'm basically a handgun guy. I'll get out once in a while and do some shooting with the long guns. And the only upgrades I made were for my home defense firearms as far as long guns goes. I got a Mossberg, Maverick 88 security model, 12 gauge pump, 7+1 capacity. The only modification I did to it was put a light on it. That's all I needed. Let's see. I have a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 AR 5.56 223. The only thing I've done to it was put a light on it. That's all I need for home defense. As far as handguns, I like Glocks, okay? I'm not a fanboy, but I do like Glocks. I trust them. And the only modifications I've done to them, other than maybe putting some night sights on a couple of G19s, is the Talon rubber grips. I love those things. They make a world of difference, and they're so thin they do not make the grip any thicker. So Scotsman and Bubba, if you're watching this, too bad. I like Glocks, okay? And here lately, I remember something Hillbilly mentioned to me about 2 years ago. We was talking about red dots, and I said, well, that's just something else that could go wrong. And Hillbilly mentioned, we're getting older and our eyesight, is kind of not what it used to be. So here recently, I have purchased 2 firearms that are optic ready. One is a Taurus 856 Defender 38 Special plus P rated. I've yet to get an optic for it. And I bought another M&P Shield Plus that is optic ready. I've been carrying the Shield Plus, the one I've had, winter, summer, all year long since you got the 15-round magazines now. And I decided, well, maybe it's time I get one that's optic ready, and I have. And the optic I'm going to put on it is that Holosun 407K, I believe it is, with the green dot. And like Mr. Holster said in a video, if you're your main gun and you got a backup, I got 2 M&P shields. One of them is going to be optic ready. And if I have to ever use a backup, I'll have my other M&P Shield Plus. Same guns. The only difference, one's optic ready, one's not, but both will have those Talon rubber grips on it. I'm a minimalist, I don't need a lot of extra stuff on it. I'm not a competition shooter. If we do shoot competition around here, me and a bunch of my buddies will get together, throw a few bucks in the pot, winner takes all, and we'll have bragging rights.
Yeah. You bet you, buddy. Good stuff there. And, and I would never say anything one way to somebody or another, if they like iron sights or if they like to stick a dot on there. Man, you do what you feel comfortable with, because, that's what needs to be happen. If you ever need to use that tool, it needs to be something you're used to, something you're comfortable with, regardless of, if it, iron sights or a dot or whatever when it comes to that, and so, but yeah, good stuff, buddy.
I agree, Hillbilly. Can I chime in on one quick comment based on this topic right here?
Yeah.
Just to go back. So especially a lot in the side chat, and people are talking about our older eyes and red dot optics and all the things that are advantageous to us, on a daily perspective, especially when training, on a pistol and a concealed carry pistol. So I do encourage that. What I just wanted to point out is that the concept of having things like lower 1/3 co-witnessing in your red dot sights, on your pistols. So for instance, if you have a red dot pistol and you're training with that, like Garage Guy on the Shield Plus, you get that, that Hollow Sun, 407 or 507 or 570C. A lot of those are going to co-witness. So what happens is not only is that dot going to be co-witnessed down in that lower 1/3 of your iron sight. So when you're looking through that red dot glass, you're actually essentially staring straight down your iron sights. But the fortunate is here that in the case of failure on the red dot, if your batteries die, if the red dot just decides to crap out, what happens is now you actually have a sight picture through that red dot glass of your iron sights. And that's what I would say is a very important perspective if you are willing or considering putting on a red dot optic on your concealed carry, your primary concealed carry, because there are a lot of red dot sights that will sit a little higher and maybe block out your iron sights, or your iron sights may be set for, say, suppressor height, and your red dot optic might sit lower, whereas your red dot is sitting down. So now you actually have to zero in on two different perspectives, your dot through that optic and also your iron sights being suppressor height through the glass of that optic. So just a couple things to put into perspective if you are considering carrying that red dot optic on your carry pistol and training on that, because I love my dots too. My eyes are getting old. They're brilliant. They're wonderful, especially when you train on them. But what happens when they fail? Do you have those iron sight reliability failback through that glass immediately if a battery were to die, if the sight were to fail? Just things like that. So just wanted to throw that in. Thank you, Hillbilly.
Yeah, you bet. 100%. All my dots and on my pistols and stuff, even on my rifles, like even my scope or whatever, I always have co-witness sights. And that's another thing. I was Garage Guy, just so you know this, I'm not familiar with that particular optic dot, but they make so many dots now. You can get, if you don't have like a raised sights, which you can always change your sights, but they make those dots now that are low profile that will fit factory co-witness with factory, sights too. So that's something you might, people want to think about. But I totally agree with a co-witness with a red dot. J Delta, how about you, buddy?
All right. Well, I go both ways. So I got two main EDCs. One is a Glock 43, and the other one is a Hellcat Springfield.
Nice.
Well, every time you change something in your rifle, in your firearm, anything will go wrong. So you have to test it. You have to test, and you should make one change at a time. And then that all depends what you're going to use it for. Like Shark said, if you just want something reliable and you don't feel comfortable about it and you're not sure, then you should leave it, factory. In case something failed, then you can go back and say, hey, here, check it out. Now, my Glow 43, I changed the trigger. It's not super light, a little lighter than before. I changed the spring and the barrel and the striker liner. But I know my Glock 43, if I ever had to use it, I know it will perform. And you got to make sure of that. So when you change, as far as my other pistols, no changes at all. My ARs, no changes. They're straight from factory, other than a scope on them. My 22s, just about all of them have been upgraded. Okay, and again, it depends what you're gonna do. If you're a competitive shooter, there you want to have the best you can, right? I mean, that's the way it is. If you have aspirations, to maybe place in the top 5, and then maybe you have aspirations of becoming a professional, then yeah, when you go out there and you're not ready, those guys gonna leave you behind. Just the way it is. You could be a good shooter, but you still need the good equipment. So my CC457 with the L3A barrel, Precision Wallet put it together. That's the way he did it. He heat up the action and then froze the barrel and put it in there. It didn't blow up. It did not. So he just repeated it again. He got another one he just built, and it's doing pretty good. So it all depends on the equipment. And one of the things that people ask me, I never gave recommendations, get this or that. I tell you what I got and what works for me. So that L3A barrel, it has almost no change of impact on a cold barrel, even when it's cooler day like this. So yeah, just about every 22, I changed the trigger, I changed the barrel, I put a 30 MOA rail, but that's what I like to do because, we always having shoots here, competition. Some of them is just for fun. Some of them is just for camaraderie. Some of them is just to place and things like that. But I do tell you this, in my experience, it might not work for you. That trigger makes a lot of difference for me when I squeeze that trigger. I'm telling you, now I can tell you the difference between my 22 LR and my 6.5 Creedmoor. It's a little heavier, but everything transfers. Okay. The only thing I always forget is to brace the rifle a little better. You can let the 6.5 Creedmoor free recoil, but you can't do that all the time. You can't do that with a 270 or the 308. You're not gonna have a shoulder. But one of the things that I changed, the first thing I changed on, again, this is me, is the trigger. And I noticed that on my 22s, a light trigger will help me concentrate on my breathing and everything else. And again, it might not work for you. If you don't feel comfortable, then I tell it, don't get a light trigger. Make it a 1 pound, right? Don't make it heavier, maybe 2 pounds if you're not used to that trigger. But so it all depends what you want to do. But if you do it right, now if you don't know, like if I don't feel comfortable about it, I don't do it. I take it to a gunsmith. Just me. If it's something that I cannot, take off, unscrew, screw back on, like a trigger is easy to change. Most of them are, not always. Then I won't do it. And people make their triggers really light and they don't check it, and then the sear falls. You drop it, and people say, "Oh, that never happened." It happens. It happens. So I seen I know a story about the guy that was on a match, and his trigger is so light, he got so much into the match. That's a shoot and move metal targets, pistol. He shot himself with the gun in the holster.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
put in
man.
the. It wasn't a P320, so he had his finger on the trigger guard, but he moved it to the trigger and holstered it in, shot right to the shot in his leg. So you see crazy things, and then then the guy was arguing with the safety RSO. I said, man, you shot yourself. I didn't do it. So anyway, so you got to be careful when you make modifications, like Shark says, especially to your EDC. If you need to use that tool, you got to make sure it works. In the military, was the same thing. They tell you clean your weapon, clean your weapon. Well, people take chances. I know if my weapon failed, it wasn't because it wasn't clean. And then again, you cannot over clean it, because in the military they were telling us how to clean it the wrong way. And I'm not gonna get into that. But I know that I know that now. I learned a little bit outside. But yeah, again, like if you just want to have fun, and again, that is a choice, right? But when it comes to that EDC, right, it's like an insurance, right? So the insurance company says, why are you charging me so much money? I ask them, so, well, because we are betting. They don't tell you like that, but they are.
Yeah.
We are betting because you're young or this or the other. You're a liability, and we are betting you're going to have an accident. And you say, no, I'm not. And they say, yes, you are. So we don't want to have an accident, right? None. But in case we do, we want to have that insurance there. So something that, I consider all the time. Well, the same thing when it comes to firearm, safety. And even then, because we are human, even then, when you modification, you forget you got a light trigger. And thank God that the weapon was pointed down range. Like, you always keep it down range. I've been doing some videos and I wasn't ready to squeeze that trigger, but I squeezed it, and thank God it was down range and it hit the target. So, and but those are the things that you should consider when you make changes to any firearms.
You betcha. And yeah, and that 2-pound trigger you're talking about, that's super light when you're using a 8-pound trigger on a high point. So
hey, you need to try the Bodyguard 10 pound.
Yeah, none of my pistols is 2 pounds. None of them are that light. None of them. So I can tell you right now. Even with a little mud, they're not even that. Like probably 4 pounds or something like that. So
good stuff, buddy. We're gonna call up the side chat here in just a few minutes for after we get through with Hasbro, and so make sure you stick around. We have a drawing, hashtag HBN151. So Hasbro, how about you, buddy?
I just figured after this long conversation, we'll all be doing our goodnight.
Yes.
Oh no. I'll be honest. For everyday carry, I have 3 with dots, 2 without. Okay, and the ones I carry have no dots. One has a built-in laser, and I never use it because I was taught this. And when you really practice this, you'll find out, at least for me, it's true. Natural point of aim. When you're taught natural point of aim, you will be faster than anybody trying to find a dot. And you can practice all you want with your dot to get really, really quick, but you can get there faster with natural point of aim. Now that's 7 to 10 yards kind of thing, right? Beyond that, then you're going to have a little bit more difficulty. And so with that, I've actually won several contests doing these quick draw natural point of aim. It's just is a natural thing for me. I don't know why. It just is. And so if you can do that and practice that, then a dot's just a bonus because you can do the same thing and come up with a dot on target. So to me, practice is more important than any modification. But then, like say for older eyes, if you're going to shoot competition, yeah, my competition guns have dots on them. There's no doubt. That's pistols. Rifles. I'm trying to think if there's one I haven't modified. pretty sure there's not.
Yeah.
You don't even have a BB gun if you're not modified.
No, I actually have some of those, but I don't shoot them. But yeah, because like even in ARs, my very first AR was a DPMS, A2 style, right? And it just drove me nuts. It was a fine gun, but it just drove me nuts. And I had to start changing things. So from then on, I've actually never bought one. I built exactly what I wanted. and they perform at a very high level and they're flawless, or I don't use them. And I just keep working on them before I get them, for they just are never an issue. I never have reliability with that kind of thing, with the exception, and Hillbilly knows, where I almost became 9-figure Hasbro. And that's the Aero Precision 9mm. Everything bought exactly from that setup, and it blew up my hand 3 times. Twice, actually 2 times. No modifications.
Wow.
So that's the gun to be safe, kind of like the P320. You probably should modify it to be safe.
Yeah, it's because of you and Kentucky Ballistic is why I was hiding behind that wheelbarrow today.
Yeah.
Fortunately, an AR is actually a very safe platform if you put your hands in the right places, even when things go bad. But yeah, no modifications, nothing. But I got it running perfect now. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I am with it. If I rely on it for my life, I'm not going to worry about the dot. I'm going to worry about being proficient, and the rest is a bonus. So,
You betcha. Chad, you still with us, buddy? He may have went to sleep on us.
Oh. He went to let the
dogs out.
Let the dogs out. Yeah, Hillbilly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's probably another cattle corn coma.
He sent him that.
Well, Moondog, would you like to shout out the side chat tonight? And what should we put in the side chat for everybody to type in so you can shout them out?
Put a mod. MOD.
Mods. You hear the feller? Type in mods, and you and Moondog will shout your name out here on the YouTubes.
All right. So first up, we got Jay Delta, who's on the panel. We got Sharpshooter is also on the panel. Hasbro also on the panel. Garage Guy also on the panel. And we got Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy, Alaska One Andy, Dale Pogue, Abigail, and Ron 2A Matters. We got Living in Southwest Virginia. We got Helping Man. We got Chris Lang, Justin Lowe, Boomstick, Rustic Rimfire, Pack Rat 2A Musings, Bamadad, DJ Play Nice, Kent, Big Sky. And I think that's it. Anybody else up there? Oh, Mr. Bob. There we go. I saw the mod squad there. Actually, that's that is a reference I haven't remembered. I love that. Remember, I love the fashion on that show. All right. Okay. I think that's everybody on that is on the side chat. Now, Hasbro, did you ever do you still have that explosive Aero Precision, or did you get rid of that thing?
Oh no, I fixed it.
You fixed it.
Yeah, I never got rid of it. But it took feed ramp. It took changes to the well, not just the feed ramps, angles, different changes to the back end of that barrel to get that thing to feed right, and a change in the trigger where it could never slam fire, basically, because it was going out of battery detonation. But it ended up being what we found. I did some slow motion video. Was what was really happening was on a bolt bounce. It would go and bounce the bolt, pull it back, and an AR can fire at that point. Most people think, hey, it can't do that. Absolutely, it can do that.
Wow.
And so it changed to a CMT trigger, and it won't do that. But I had a lot of different triggers. In fact, I had in it initially a LaRue MBT. That's my go-to trigger in all of my guns now, ARs. And it would allow it to go on a bolt bounce. So when we did the CMT and a couple other, like say, modifications to make it feed reliably, or et cetera. No, it's perfect now. I just don't shoot it much, but I need to.
Wow, not a lot of folks would have the equipment that you have, like to do a high-speed camera test to figure that out.
Yeah, it took lucky frames, honestly, even at that, because I can only go to 480 frames per second, but I caught a couple lucky bounces. So
yeah, I literally was shooting a 1022 the other day, and I caught it on film. On the bench rest, I had a bump fire.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, whoa. Hang
You didn't
on a
go,
minute.
wee.
Well, put this way, the group was about 6 inches. That was about 6 inch different on that bump fire. And yeah, I actually caught it on video.
Wow.
But
You know, even on my stock rifles, when I get them, especially the 22s, I, of course, no rounds, but I cock them and I bump it on the floor. I don't trust. You trust what you verify. Even on my pistols, anything that I get new, and you tie all the screws, you double check it, clean them really good. Some people take the rifles and take them to the range. Sometimes it works. Some guys, I've seen so many not working, especially ARs.
yeah. Well. Oh, and we also just had Jeff Curry jump in there. I don't know if you called his name out earlier, but I think he may have just got in. And
he must have just got in. Yeah, we had a long spell of nobody adding on there. So sorry for missing you there, Jeff.
And we also had Rustic Rimfire jump in. I don't know if I went to the restroom while he's calling everybody out, so I don't know if I know he had jumped in not very long ago too.
Yep.
So.
We heard
got
that.
him in. Yeah.
Yeah, he got counted.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Jack
You guys
walking his dog. I had to go go talk to a man about a dog. Is what they always say.
Speaking of funny story, I'll tell you something. So a couple of years ago, my wife's like, you need to get your hearing looked at. So I went and got some, kind of concealed hearing aids. I wear them occasionally, but they're also microphones, evidently. And so I go to the restroom, and my granddaughter and my wife are on the call. And I hit mute on the phone and didn't mute it. And she's 5 years old. She goes, that sounds like a horse.
Oh, wow. He happens.
So there you go.
Hot mic.
Something to do with a cow and a flat rock, huh? There's William Hall out there. Got his hashtag in. Hey, buddy. And yes, please make sure you get your hashtags in. Hashtag HBN151. We're going to be doing a giveaway in just a few short minutes. And it looks like we got Chad back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. We've been waiting on you the whole time you've been gone.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But we're gonna get the giveaway here in just a minute. But first we have get it pulled up here. We got a commercial for everybody.
I am gravely disappointed. Once again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
Howdy, everybody. How y'all doing?
There has been too much violence, too much pain. But I have an honorable compromise. Just come join us. Saturday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Sunday metric. Just join us, and there will be an end to the horror. Just join us.
Just join us.
Names are very happy, so excited to partner up with Patriot Mobile. Not only does it save us money each month, we have better coverage. We also know that our money is going to a company that supports the same values that we do. Unlike the last cell phone company we were with, I was so excited to learn that Patriot Mobile supports the same Christian values that me and my wife Ames do. They support our Constitution, our First Amendment, our Second Amendment. They support our military, our first responders. Yeah, that includes our police, our firefighters, all of them. Not only that, they give discounts to our military and first responders. So happy to be partnered up with an American company. And if you'd like to use Patriot Mobile also, by using my link in the description down below, then you use code Hillbilly, you will get your first month for free. So do your homework like I did. Go over there and check out Patriot Mobile. All right. So we're going to be doing the giveaway, guys and girls. And what the giveaway tonight is the multicolored skinny knife. And we might have some new knives coming to the channel before too long, but there's still so many people out there that don't have the skinny knives, and so it's been requested that we still keep giving them away. This is a multicolored one, and very nice knife. And our member, some of you guys out there and girls have all 4 different colors, and that's one thing about our VIP chat. When paid member, when you're over there and you win, you get to pick what color you want. So, if you're missing that one color, you can fill that in. And anyway, let's go ahead and bring up the giveaway tool here and see who the lucky winner is tonight. Now, you do have to be present to win. And all right. So we have 23 entries. We're going to give everybody just a quick minute here to make sure everybody's got theirs in. We have a few more get in. So there's New York Outcast out there. Says eat a salad. Buddy.
Well, that was a bowl of something. I wasn't sure what he was trying to say.
It's salad. He's always says he always says try eating a salad every now and then. So
Nothing wrong with a good salad.
Oh no, definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you put bacon on it.
Yes, absolutely.
Salad is the ultimate canvas. You can put
and
anything.
then it's a game of trying to find the bacon.
It's the backdrop for everything.
You betcha.
That's what me and my kids call the ultimate canvas, the salad.
There you go.
What are we adding to our salad today? Fish, steak, you name it. Absolutely.
Cheeseburger.
Oh, you can put anything. You do anything with the salad.
Yeah.
Anything. It's brilliant.
Oh man. Yeah, me and Ames, we mostly eat salad with our dinner every night, and like our go-to is sliced up hard-boiled eggs and black olives with it, too. So, and Packrat's right. He says bacon makes everything better. 100%. He says bacon makes everything good, even ice cream. I've not had bacon ice cream yet. So I think we give everybody plenty of time to get entered in the giveaway. So, Shark, since you're new on here, would you like to give us a countdown, brother?
Absolutely, I would be honored. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, go.
All right, round and round she goes.
Looking for sharpshooter. I don't have the multicolor.
Oh no!
Boom, big.
Now,
Congratulations,
you still out there, Boom?
Oh man, he's killing it this week. He won last week.
I know. That's the second time.
He did.
He won the
He's
headset.
a man of many names.
We'll get Boomstick just a minute here to. answer if he's out there.
You mean we'll give Boomstick his 35th knife?
Yeah.
He has as many knives as he does names.
That's right.
Yeah.
And 22s.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing good.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody that's got more 22 rifles than that feller does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shotguns included.
I don't see him out there.
Well,
You know, I was
shoot.
checking the side chat. I haven't seen him pop up yet. Not yet.
Yeah, well, not since we did the shout out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. A Boomstick, buddy. I hate to do this to you, but we're going to have to give somebody else a chance to win. So let's give this thing another spin.
New York Outcast says, "Can you have too many 22s?" Great question. I think that is a no. The answer is no.
Helping man.
Helping man.
Yeah.
Right.
Congrats, helping man.
I know he's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Congratulations,
Perfect.
Boomstick. So, helping man. There he is.
There we go.
There
Alright.
he is. There he is,
Helping
collecting. He's
Congrats.
collecting. Good. Congrats,
Yes.
helping man.
I'm gonna write your name
Got the
down here,
multicolor.
buddy. And scrolling down below on the banner is my email. It is AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com. And email me, include your screen name here, helping man, unless that's your real name. And send me the name and address that you'd like for me to send that to, buddy. So, congratulations. So, anyway, I know Moondog's got to jump off. So, buddy, what do you got coming up?
Oh yeah, so got a couple of reviews coming out tomorrow on my 2A channel. Got the an ammo review. Be testing out SK long range on my CZ. So speaking of rimfire, you can never have too many 22 rimfires.
Yeah.
And on my Moondog Reviews channel, where I review all my non-pew pew stuff, I'm going to be starting to post up some reviews of dash cams, because I've got to replace the dash cam that was on my old SUV that I got back from my mom. There are lots of little things wrong with that vehicle after not having it for 5 years. Not the least of which was finding out there were rats that had nested in the cabin air filter compartment.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but among other did you get rats in your car, Hasbro?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something about.
Oh, I was going to say,
that.
I got a plug for you this week.
Oh, what is that?
So, Elijah, Day of the Range, is running a challenge for antique vintage rifles shoot.
Yes.
And the winner is going to win a Hilux scope. Everybody that's interested in that, go check out Moondog's review on it. You got a really good review on that Hilux scope I found.
Yeah,
so check him out.
So if you've I think you're talking about the Unerdal copy.
Yeah, the Malcolm Hilux.
Yeah, so I've got a friend who's got both the Hilux and the original ones, and he said the original ones are great, but the glass is so much better on the Hilux. So yeah, that's the reason why he bought the Hilux version for another was it Winchester 52 that he got. Anyway, and also speaking of giveaways, I'm giving away this Pro Here FRS GMRS adapter for Howard Light Impact Sports and of course Pro Here headsets. That's the giveaway I have on my website this month. So if you've got a pair of Walker Impact Sports or Pro Here's, well, there's an opportunity to win one of these adapters. Just go to moondogindustries.com/contest. All right, everybody, have a good night. And since Jamie's not here, I'll say for him, everybody should go out to church tomorrow because that's where I gotta get up early to pick up my godson and head over to the choir tomorrow morning. All right, gentlemen, good to see you.
Take care.
You forgot to
see
say,
Moondog. Take care, buddy.
You forgot to say you'll be glad you did.
Oh yes, you'd be glad
you did.
Thank you for reminding me. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, buddy. And Pack Rat was asking there was Moondog's channel, and he most usually puts it out there, but he didn't this time. Anyway, Moondog 2A. If you just type that in, it should pull it up. So
I'll throw a link up.
Anyway, Garage Guy said you need to jump off. So what do you got coming up?
Well, I recently have a Ruger LCR revolver. I mean, it's old news. Chambered 38 special. I recently purchased one, and I'm going to have a video about it up next weekend. But last weekend, I uploaded a video about a really, really awesome 1911 chambered in 22 LR, the Hammerly Forge H1. And it's been a good one. And, you know, if y'all get a chance to try out that firearm, you will like it. Had no problems. Great little shooter. But anyway, it was good to be on here with everybody. Sharpshooter, it was good to meet you tonight, sir. And I hope to catch everybody again next Saturday night. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Garage Guy. Thanks a lot, buddy, for being on here.
Anytime.
Appreciate you, buddy. And everybody go over and check out Garage Guy 879 and also Moondog 2A. Great channels as well as everybody else on the panel. And there's so many good people out there in side chat. It also has great channels. So make sure you check everybody out. And we'll see you, buddy. And so, oh my goodness, we got about 20 minutes left here. We can go through the panel or see if I can find a quick. Yeah, let's do this. So we did on Tuesday night on the VIP show. We did a bracket, everybody's favorite Halloween candy. And so we'll do that real quick. It shouldn't take a minute. We'll go through the panel and, of course, everybody in the side chat, put out what your favorite Halloween candy is. So even if it's something that's like out all year long, it don't matter. But, it's also, available for, your Halloween and, consider that Halloween candy. So anyway, we'll see if we come up with what everybody did in the VIP chat. So, Chad, your favorite Halloween candy, buddy?
Yeah, but I'm going to use that universal answer. Yes.
Yes.
I love candy. My favorite is going to be Junior Mints.
Can't watch a movie at a movie theater without popcorn, soda, and a box of Junior Mints. Hey there, everybody. Good to see you. Jumped on late here. So good stuff. We got like some Reese's out there. So Sharpshooter, how about you, buddy? When the kids come home with their Halloween baskets, what is it that you're picking out of there?
I gotta go with the peanut butter, the Reese's Pieces, Reese's peanut butter cups, the Butterfingers. I'm just like, give me that crunchy, chewy peanut butter to just rot my teeth. Like that's what I'm shooting for. The kids are always good too. They'll always put a couple aside for me, no matter what. So I get mine, but that's my go-to. I'm not into the chewy and the mints and candies, and just give me whatever's got peanut butter in it. And it's usually Butterfinger and Reese, any Reese's brand. I like those the Reese's I think they call it a fast break. It's like the Reese's fast break bar. Yeah, that's really good too. So anything that's got Reese's in it or Butterfinger, bring it on. Thank you.
Well, you bet you good stuff. The first few years with kids, when they're real young, it's like, okay, don't eat candy, until we get home or what, let's check, see what you're going to eat. So we get home, it's like, okay, I need to go through and inspect all your candy. So as you're checking out their candy, you can pocket some of that. But when they get older, yeah, they're not falling for that anymore.
Absolutely. So, when they're younger, you're like, let me just run through everything real quick. And you're like, a couple on the side for dad. Oh, there's mom's favorite. Let me put a couple of those aside. Yeah.
Yeah. Rob says it's real good out there. The candy inspector usually gets 20% cut.
Amen, Outcast. Amen.
There's Agorizer. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. So, Hasbro, how about you, buddy? Favorite Halloween?
Reese's. Has to be Reese's. Although Snickers is very close. Reese's first.
All right. Jose, how about you, buddy?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. All right.
Can you bump him off the panel?
Yeah, or Twix.
The screen of the bracket that we did Tuesday night with the VIPs, and that's how it turned out. It come down between a Snickers and a Reese's, and the Reese's actually pulled it off. We started out with the Snickers, Twix, M&M's, Kit Kat, popcorn balls, and those were homemade popcorn balls, Three Musketeers, Reese's, and a Butterfinger. So, I mean, Reese's, they kind of go up against like bacon, man. I think bacon's the only thing that could beat out Reese's, maybe.
The problem with popcorn balls, like my Cincinnati Reds, they didn't even make it out of the playoffs. So,
yeah, man, I had a granny that she handed out apples, oranges, and popcorn balls, and man, they were good. But all right, let's go through the panel and let us know what you got coming up. And if you're out there in the side chat, please go ahead and plug your channel too, or what you got coming up, and we will for sure highlight it for you. So Chad, what do you got coming up?
Well, I shot this with 3 different rifles today. This is the challenge that Hasbro was speaking of. And also Minnesota Mike was getting on to me last night. So tomorrow I'm shooting this. Any Annie will do at 100 yards. And I'm also going to shoot his 100-yard vintage challenge tomorrow. And somebody asked earlier if you could have too many 22s. So the whole time this show's been going on, I've been over here scrolling Guns International, looking at all the 22s, filling my wish list. So, but I want to share something for the good of the group. If you're not familiar with Guns International, it's a pretty cool auction site, but I've never been on there on my computer. I've always went on my phone. But the cool thing about the computer is I found a tab on the side that says free targets. So they have that Target.
Nice.
They have that Target and that Target that are all free to print.
That's the one I need for 25 yards.
I thought it was neat, you know.
It is.
Go check that website out and get you some free Targets.
Boomstick's back on out there. Said, "Worst yet, I seen I won." He said he's getting a ride in a tow truck. This guy, damn Honda, dude, yeah.
So
car problems.
So, Boom,
you missed out on a knife.
Boom, you almost won.
The Honda was late.
Man was thanking you very much for not being
Honda.
here.
Yeah, the Honda can't take 50-22 rifles in the back. It's just too heavy.
Hondas don't break. What Honda is that? What broke? Dear God.
Oh, man. Jeff Curry says, popcorn balls, that didn't cross my mind in 40 years. Yeah. Yeah, glad that I guess you're okay, buddy. He's out. So you have a excavating company. What are you doing driving around a Honda? I mean, figured you had a big dually or something. So
it's odd with a Honda nameplate stuck on it.
Oh man. So Shark, I know you don't have a YouTube channel, at least yet. I hope you do one of these days. But is there any other channels out there you want to plug or anything?
Well, I love all y'all's channels for sure. Rimfire, can you just stand back up that website that you were talking about for those targets? I was just gonna plug that in the side chat. I really liked a lot of those targets, but I was trying to pull up the website. So it's gunsinternational.com. Got it. I would say that everybody should check out Hillbilly Up YouTube channel.
But start with his hard seltzer video.
All right, Hillbilly, how much did you pay him? I mean, come on.
Well, I gave him some good stock tips.
Yeah, he gives me some stock tips. He sends me a couple beers a month. You know, he's nice to my kids. That's about it. Now, I do not have a YouTube channel, but I will be out on the dirt bikes with the boys, and we got a cool camping trip coming up. I know next weekend is considered kind of the Columbus Day, holiday weekend. So we were looking at a few of the rustic campsites in this area. A lot of them are booked, ironically.
Oh, yeah?
So they're filling up, but we did find one in Hiberia, the Hiberia campsite, which ironically is the campsite that's situated around what we call Chambers Lake, which is where we go canoeing very often. So we know that whole area. They have some really nice rustic sites, and they offer porta potties and fire rings and picnic tables and, things like that for going in and kind of setting up your tents and just, roughing it for a night or two. They got a lot of really cool hiking trails that go around the entire lake and dam over by the ranger station. So we'll be getting into that next weekend with the kids and everything. So everybody's pretty fired up. My father-in-law is going to go, and my brother-in-law and my nephew, I think they're kind of partaking in that, but that's about the most exciting thing we got coming up. And unfortunately, I'm not posting it on YouTube, so sorry, but I might share some pictures with you, Hillbilly. That's
all
about
right.
it. But thanks for asking. Appreciate it.
You betcha. Thanks for being here, buddy. I hope you can make it back.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it. Thanks for having me on.
You betcha. So Hasbro, what you got coming up? I know when's this Target here gonna end?
It's hard to say. No, October 31st.
He'll end it.
October 31st.
He'll end it as soon
October
as he-
31st.
He'll
And then
end
a
it
couple
as soon
weeks.
as he secures the top score, Hillbilly.
Do what?
I said, he'll end it just as soon as he secures the top score.
In every single category.
Yeah, because he's giving away an Annie, he's going to make sure he wins.
He's not giving away an Annie, or it's going to be an Annie, Raggedy Annie doll or something. You know?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we're doing that stuff this weekend.
Hillbilly didn't play your theme song.
Oh, he didn't. You're right.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
No, I've been traveling, so I'll get home, and I don't know if I have time tomorrow to do anything or not. If I do, it's going to be Elijah's vintage rifle challenge. I got to get some targets turned in for that, and then I'll get back to doing other stuff. But it's going to be honestly, it's going to be a really rough week next week for a lot of different reasons, work and family. So deal with that stuff, but try to still put a few fun videos to lighten it up a little bit.
Awesome. Good stuff. Guys and girls, make sure you go over and check out Hasbro's channel. Great stuff. And I forgot to say that too for Kentucky Rimfire. Make sure you check their channels out, as well as J Delta 22NC, and hopefully one of these days Sharkshooter will get some content on his, because I mean, he has some in the nice old cars and guns and all kinds of toys like dirt bikes and all that stuff. So yeah, be a good channel if he would do it one of these days. So J Delta, what do you got coming up, buddy?
All right, so we continue the series, What If You Only Have Fiddle Out a Match? So Monday we're doing the Bergara BMR. Not too bad. And then on Wednesday we are doing the Red Voodoo. That was a good one. Got a good group out of the two. And then on the following Monday we got one with the remix. And then we'll tell you how the rifles did. And I'm going to try to record next Saturday. We have a challenge here. We are shooting, we're supposed to shoot 5 or 6 shells of spent shotgun shells. And we got to knock the primer. It has to be a clean hit to count. So
are the shells loaded?
Yeah, no, they're not loaded. They just, they're spent. Yeah, they're spent. But we got to knock out the primer out of the center. You cannot hit the side; it has to be the primer. So I'm trying to record that. It's something one of the guys came up with. So, and that's what I got coming up. And thank you for having me tonight.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And Hasbro threw one of my videos out there. I want to see which one. Oh,
that is the best video Hillbilly's ever made.
Oh,
it's a little disturbing, but it's funny.
Yeah, here, let me get to the part that you really liked here.
It's transformational.
Okay, I'll share this real quick. Just a minute.
Trans something.
So this was my Bud Light video.
Oh boy!
Good looking gal, don't I?
Yeah. Wait till I hear him talk. That's what's disturbing.
Oh man, that was fun. Anyway, man, appreciate you all being here, panel and the side chat. I always love Saturday night Guns Bearing Therapy with all y'all, because I mean, we talk about guns, I sip on a beer, and it's just therapy, spending time with all you wonderful people, getting my mind off of what went on today and what I got to do tomorrow. So just absolutely love it. And so I have videos coming up. We're going to see how the 1022 turned out with that new barrel on there. That video will be coming out this next week, and we got a lot of other stuff. And so appreciate y'all being here. And also keep checking my X, because just like today, I threw out a really good deal over there. See, it was the man, my mind went blank. Dang it.
You share good deals on X that you
talking
can't
about
share on the YouTube.
Yeah, talking about your Twitter account, Hillbilly.
Yeah,
that you
Twitter,
got some good deal. You got some good deal going on over there.
Oh, Rossi. Yeah, it's Rossi Tactical 22 lever action.
There you go.
You know, just stuff like that. I know, like, I try to find like stuff that I think everybody can afford, and you know, I see it's a really, really good deal, and I'll post them over there. And so make sure you check that out, because I just want to try to help you all out as much as I can with, you know, links and all that stuff, especially if you get discounts and everything like that. And DJ, thanks for being out here. DJ through Crisis Line out there, and make sure, you know, if you're, you know, need that, make sure you use that. And thanks for throwing out all the links tonight, DJ. Appreciate you, brother. And oh man, Chris Lang just threw out a $5 super chat. He says, thanks for the show. Well, thank you, buddy, and thank you for being here. Appreciate you, even if you are out in the middle of nowhere. And that's awesome. So we are going to leave y'all with this. Remember, God, family, country, make somebody's day better, will you? And if the good Lord's will and the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing y'all again, Hillbilly Nation. We love you. Everybody say goodbye.